There's an amazing charitable event being held at the Pine Lakes International Country Club, otherwise known as the Granddaddy. We'll tell you all about it coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Pine Lakes International Country Club. We're focused on the American Cancer Society's Cattle Barons Ball, which will be held here on Saturday night. And we're visiting with Becky Bellamy, the co-chair of the ball. Good morning, Becky.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for coming in this morning.
We appreciate you having us too, Greg. Thanks.
So exciting to think we're 55, 60 hours away from the event. You all be here slamming. Will you be here all day getting ready for it on Saturday?
Absolutely. We started in January, and the year has flown, needless to say. But I think we're going to be ready. We need to be because ticket sales are brisk, and we are getting there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You're going to have a packed house that night. Real quick about yourself, Becky. Are you originally from the area?
Yes, I am. I'm from Conway originally. I'm an Army brat, so I travel with my family. Most of my year I came back and went to college here, though.
Right, right. How did you become involved in working with the American Cancer Society for this Saturday's gala?
Michelle Winstead was a personal friend of mine, and she called me and she said that she would like for me to get involved because she had heard about my sister. My sister is a breast cancer survivor. She was diagnosed at 38 years old, which is rather young. And I immediately accepted. It was something that I wanted to do, but I didn't know I was going to be chairing it at the time, or co-chairing with Deborah.
It is a lot of work, I know, getting ready for an event. A month ago, what was it like? I mean, how did you think it was going to be like compared to now 60 hours away?
Well, we've been right on schedule, Greg, with everything. We had our target, our goals. We knew what we wanted to do, and we just really put, we've put all of our other lives on hold, or stuff in our lives, and we've just decided to concentrate on this to make it the biggest event in Myrtle Beach. Everyone has been touched by cancer in some form or fashion. And we just knew that the response would be overwhelming, and it has been, and we needed to put on a perfect event, and that's what we intend to do.
Becky, how did the idea for holding a Cattle Barons Ball strike you instead of a gala?
Well, actually, Greg, when Deborah and I put our heads together to talk about what we were going to do, we knew we needed to come up with something completely different than what we have in Myrtle Beach. There are so many great fundraisers, but they're all black tie, stand up, sit down, eat, drink, whatever. And we just decided to do something a little different, and Deborah had served on a committee back in the 80s in Dallas. And the Cattle Barons Ball is the single biggest fundraiser for the American Cancer Society nationwide. And it had never been brought to Myrtle Beach before, so we thought, we'll try it. And I know the idea of cowboys in Myrtle Beach is very different, but we like to be different, so that's why we decided to go with it. And so far it's been very well received.
From denim to diamonds.
Absolutely. Men are sick of wearing tuxedos every month, once a month.
Well, now you will see some folks totally dressed up in tux.
Yes, you can. It's denim to diamonds, diamonds to denim, whichever way you want to call it. And I think that gentlemen can wear their tuxedos with jeans, boots. We encourage hats, encourage anything Western. It's going to be a carnival-like atmosphere. We're going to have income enhancers, fun things to do. It will be very interesting and different than anything you've ever been to before in Myrtle Beach.
When we talk about the differences, and of course being so close to the event, just 2 days off, how will the Cattle Barons Ball differ from a traditional gala? Let's say the Heart Ball.
Well, the Heart Ball, they do a wonderful job, and again, a lot of good fundraisers in our area, in this community. But we will have different things to do, like games to play, prizes to win. We'll have a silent auction. We'll have a live auction. Lots of good jewelry that the husbands can bid on for their wives. And just lots of events, some that we'll just sort of keep secret for right now.
Becky, you can't do that. There's got to be some of the exciting events occurring that night that you can share with the viewers.
All right, one thing. If you ever saw the movie Urban Cowboy, they rode something that everyone, it was the craze, if you'll recall. It's called the Mechanical Bull, and yes, we're going to have one.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone can ride, and it'll be fun. So be sure to hold on.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
incredible.
You say hold on and everyone can ride. Have you ever ridden one?
No, I haven't. But I'm going to that night. If
Oh,
I have
yeah.
time, I will. I'll
Oh,
be working
yeah.
pretty hard, I'm sure, but I hope to.
Golly, how can you enjoy an event? It's so much going on as co-chair of an event when you're actually out there trying to make it happen, but at the same time knowing, is the enjoyment for you just seeing everyone have a great time and raise a lot of money?
Absolutely. And it's because we're raising money for such a wonderful cause that, it's a lot of hard work, but it's fun to do it. I enjoy doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And there are days that you feel like you're not going to get through, and it really has been an ordeal. This is much more involved than just a regular black tie affair with a silent auction or a live auction. All of your income enhancers require a tremendous amount of work.
Oh, yeah.
But we have had committees that are beyond anything that I've ever worked with. They have been incredible, and a lot of man hours have been put into this, and I hope everyone will come just to see how much.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Becky, and speaking of that, what's been the reaction so far? Have any comments been offered by some of the guests about...
Absolutely, yes. I mean, a lot of the men are like, I'll be there. I don't have to wear a tuxedo. I can go have fun and have a good meal and enjoy a cocktail, have a fun time, but I don't have to wear a tuxedo.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been one of the comments.
Mm-hmm.
And again, and I know, I repeat myself, but someone knows someone, family, friend with cancer or a survivor, and it really is close to everyone's heart.
Mm-hmm. Pine Lakes International will be a very unique setting for this type of event for the Cattle Barons Ball. Can you, for some of the events that you've shared, some of the exciting money-enhancing opportunities you've talked about, how will those events be set up throughout the area?
Well, if you know Pine Lakes, you know the grounds they're quite expanse, and we needed the space, but I guess more importantly, the first thing that came to mind was the clubhouse, because it looks a lot like the South Fork Ranch from Dallas, the old show back in the 80s. And we just thought that would just be perfect. And Burris and Chapin have been so kind to offer the grounds to us, and they are so beautiful. And we'll need all of the space, and it will all be utilized too.
Absolutely. Ken Stinson was in yesterday talking about so many of the areas that can be used throughout the facility. It's amazing to think about how expansive it is.
We're also having a VIP reception from 6 to 7, which is 1 hour before the actual party begins. And this is for those that have been so generous and offered us large amounts of money. And we encourage everyone, if you want to come to that, you can. It just might cost you a little bit more, but we will have a very good time, and that will be in the old original pub here at Pine Lakes.
Great, great. Speaking of money, what do you hope to accomplish this year in terms of fundraising goals, Becky?
Oh, we've already doubled what was done last year, and that was our initial goal. And that does not even count ticket sales or auction items or anything. So right now we're really happy about that, but we want to get as much money as we can.
Great, great. Are volunteers still needed for the evening?
Yes. Absolutely. Because of the activities and everything going on, we're going to need people to assist us with that. And if anyone is interested, you can come and you can eat and enjoy the party as well. They'll be working a little bit. And you can call Michelle Winstead at 213-0333 and let her know that you might be interested. It's just a few hours on a Saturday evening, and it will be a lot of fun and an experience I'm sure you won't ever forget.
If someone didn't want to come out and volunteer but wanted to attend as a guest, can they still call and make reservations?
Same telephone number, 213-0333, and just let them know that you're interested in attending our ball. And we'll get a ticket out to you right away. But please hurry, because ticket sales are brisk.
Inspired by her sister's battle with breast cancer, the ability to get out and help. 2 days from now, the Cattle Barons Ball here at Pine Lakes International Country Club. Becky, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you very much for having us.
Stay tuned to PG Winstead coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Pine Lakes International Country Club. We're focused on this Saturday night's Cattle Barons Ball for the American Cancer Society. And we're visiting with P.G. Winstead, a financial planner with Winstead Financial Services, and a volunteer for the Cattle Barons Ball. Good morning, PG.
Good morning to you.
Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
My pleasure.
Incredible opportunity to think about so much. 48 hours away, Saturday. This place is going to be hopping.
And it's been planned for a long time, too.
I know. And you've got a special tie-in to the planning of the event involved in so many ways.
Well, first, I'm married to someone who works for the Cancer Society.
Right.
And so I sort of got roped into this thing, but it's been exciting, yes.
I bet. What's it like now, knowing we're 2 days away from the event? So many folks are going to be out here, obviously trying to raise money for the American Cancer Society, but a lot of things to do that night.
Well, we've got a pretty good timeline. As some excellent members of the committees, who particularly Peggy Bates, who's our logistics. She's done a great job of laying out what goes on here at the club, and so it's a little frantic, but we can cope.
Oh, yeah. PG, about yourself, were you originally from the area?
I'm one of the few natives from here. My parents moved down here in 1938, and actually I wasn't born here because there was no hospital here. I was born in Mullins and lived here until got out of college and moved away and came back in 1983.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Am I correct that you were at one time a lifeguard here at Pine Lakes Country Club?
That's correct. The first 2 years after the club was expanded and the pool was put in, I was a lifeguard here. And then after that, moved down and guarded on the beach for a number of years.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fun here because it was a lot of things going on here.
Well, you really know the area then. Well, where'd you attend school and what'd you major in, PG?
I went to Myrtle Beach High School and then graduated from the University of South Carolina with a degree in marketing.
Okay.
And after that, I'd been in the Marine Corps during Vietnam, and then after I graduated, I actually went back on active duty for another year and a half in Washington area. And then finally was at headquarters Marine Corps, and then finally got out for good in '75.
Okay. When did you begin a career in the financial services field?
When I got the Marine Corps up there, I went to work for Connecticut General in the Northern Virginia area, and then stayed in the D.C. area for 7 years. Then moved to Richmond with CNA, another large insurance company, ran an office for them. And then finally got to the point where I was ready to start my own business. And that brought me back to Myrtle Beach, where my ties were.
Were your parents still here?
Oh, yes. My father's deceased 8 years ago. My mother's almost 90 years old, still going strong. But Daddy was one of the founding businessmen here in Myrtle Beach. And, of course, I had a lot of ties and friends and access to the business community.
Mm-hmm. That sure helped a lot,
Yeah.
PG. When we think about a financial planner, what are some of the services that are offered to clients for viewers who may not be familiar with financial planners?
Well, there obviously is a pretty good breadth of that, because some financial planners are what we call fee-only financial planners and go in and set up a true financial plan for you. I, on the other hand, deal more with professionals and business owners in developing their insurance programs, their life insurance programs, their estate planning, and some investment advice also. But I'm more on the insurance side than the investment side of it.
Okay. Aside from volunteering to work on the Cattle Barons Ball this year, have you worked with the American Cancer Society in any other fundraising events?
I was, last year when they had a ball, I was with that. Previous to that, I've spent 2 years, well, actually spent 4 years on the board for Helping Hand and was president for 2 years. The years that we were building the Community Assistance Center. Mm-hmm. And I try to stay involved with one sort of charity or another to try to give back a little bit.
PG, this is the first Cattle Barons Ball for our area. What did you think about the idea when it was first proposed?
Well, at first I was sort of skeptic because I thought, what does that have to do with this area here? Right. But once I learned more about it, and it's been around in the Cancer Society for about 30 years, I think, but the idea grew on me, and I think it's going to be something different. I've gone to all the balls here in Myrtle Beach and the fundraising and so forth, and this will be unique, we feel. We're trying to offer something with a lot of activities, with a lot of movement, plenty of music, plenty of games to play, so forth. It'll be unique.
PG, what do you think about Pine Lakes Country Club as the host location for the ball?
Oh, it's perfect. This is actually designed after Mount Vernon, so we have an antebellum mansion here. Mm-hmm. And I believe the first one that was held down in Texas was held in a building that really looks a little similar to this. Mm-hmm. So of all the places in Myrtle Beach, this is perfect.
This is it, from denim to diamonds.
That's it.
How exciting. I understand you'll be serving as a sheriff that night. What does that mean, PG?
Well, you can take out warrants on other people, and therefore I will serve a warrant, and you'll be placed in jail, and then you'll have to be bailed out. I'm not certain what the fines are going to be, but the whole idea once again is to raise money for the Cancer Society, and this is just a way to do it.
And the jail will have some nice accoutrements that most jails wouldn't, I guess.
Yes, actually, the jail we're going to use is the one they originally used for the Sun Fun Festival here in Myrtle Beach, when it started back in the mid-'50s. And ironically, my mother was one of the policemen, quote unquote, at that time. And if you were found and caught in downtown Myrtle Beach without shorts on, they put you in jail.
No.
And then you had to bail yourself out.
That was during the Sun Fun Festival.
Right, that was when the Sun Fun Festival first started. I think it was 52 or 53, 54, something like that.
Oh, yeah, I think they celebrated their 50th or just recently.
Right, I believe, yeah. Like we've got a picture somewhere at home of my mother in her shorts with her little badge on and so forth.
How hilarious. That's exciting. Why do you think it's important, PG, that our community support the research and programs of the American Cancer Society?
Well, in my family, I think I'm fortunate that I can only think of two people who had cancer, my grandmother and an uncle. But if you look around, I think something like 1 every 3 people are touched by cancer in some ways. I know my father served on the local board here and on the state board for a number of years, and it's something that is, I think, as time has gone on and as our society has become more complex and all the chemicals and so forth that are around us, it hits more and more people. Mm-hmm. And so, once again, we all need to give back.
Yes. PG, having grown up in the area, having left for 10-plus years,
right,
and returned in the area, what's the most exciting aspect for you as to some of the change in the greater Myrtle Beach area?
Well, it's, of course, when I got out of the service originally, I came back here and looked around about a job, and in 1974, there wasn't much going on here. Then I went back up to D.C. area. But, of course, now we have the tremendous amount of athletics, we've got entertainment, we've got such a variety. And really, I could leave my office in 5 minutes I can be on the beach, on 10 minutes I can be teeing off, and in 20 minutes I can be on a boat. So what else is there?
Nothing better. You've heard him say it. PG Winstead clearly laying out, giving back to the community. It's touched so many folks, cancer has. And this is a man, in 48 hours, he'll be out here arresting people. PG, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for doing this for the Cancer Society.
Absolutely. Hold on and stay tuned to Rosario Vilardi coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Pine Lakes International Country Club. We're focused on the first annual Cattle Barons Ball to benefit the American Cancer Society, and we're visiting with Rosario Vilardi, the owner of Coastal Carolina Cash and Car Title Loans and Payday Advance, and a committee member for the ball. Good morning, Rosario.
Good morning, Greg. How are you today?
Thanks so much for being with us this morning. It's exciting to think, golly, it was about 5 years ago, not long after you got to town. We were at K&W eating lunch.
That's right.
I was learning about your business. You were obviously learning a little bit about Fox 43, and to think about the excitement to see your involvement with the American Cancer Society. It was a year ago you came talking to me about the first gala that you were active with here at the beach.
That's correct.
And to think you've gotten so much more active over the last 12 months and more.
I've had cancer since then.
You've had cancer
so
since
it's time
then.
to be more active.
Absolutely. Golly. Let's talk about that. But real quick, are you originally from the area?
Nope. Originally from New York. Mm-hmm. And here 5 years, just about 5 years now.
You moved here about 5 years ago. What had you been doing prior to your move to the beach?
I was a real estate broker in New York City. Real estate. I'm still licensed there. I'm licensed for 30 years now. And we had several companies at the largest real estate outfit in my community, in my county. So enjoyed it. Time to get away from it.
What attracted you to the area after being up there for much of your life?
Well, my partner and I, besides doing real estate, we're also in the loan business. And the interest rates here are quite favorable to loan business, and that was one of the main reasons why we made the move here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When you think about moving down here, have you been able to encourage some of your family that are still up there to come down?
Unfortunately not.
Oh, no.
I gave each of my kids a home when they were 25, and there they want to stay. It's paid for, and they're happy. So
Wow.
they're going to stay there. But they visit often, which is great, and friends visit often, which is great. And here, there are lots of children my age, so I really like it here. I want to stay here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rosario, there's so many aspects of living here. Can you share with us why you know it's important to support the work of the American Cancer Society?
Well, you know, one day you wake up like I did, and you find out you have cancer, and it's very, very scary. The first thought you get is you're going to die. You're not going to see your family. You're not going to see your loved ones, your friends. And then you meet some terrific doctors and terrific people that can talk to you about cancer, that's had cancer, can encourage you not to worry. You're not going to die. You will make it. And that's the message I want to give people. Early detection, you will survive. It's a horrible thing to have cancer, but it's not terrible. You can get through it. And like I did, and most people do.
Did the American Cancer Society help provide groups, support groups that you could talk through, or did you just come to the realization you can survive and you've got to get it detected early?
Well, I was receiving chemotherapy treatments every week, 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Support group is right there with you. You're surrounded by 35, 40 other people at any given day. So you can talk to them about their problems and what they're going through. Fortunately for me, I was not one of those people that lost my hair or did not lose the weight. Instead, I've gained 37 pounds. So it's been a slow process losing, but so far we lost about 12 pounds. We'll lose some more yet.
Wow.
So it was very exciting and very informative to go through all of this. I mean, it really was. It's an awakening.
Now, Rosario, why would, I mean, we obviously hear about folks losing weight and losing hair. How is your cancer different?
It wasn't different. I'm just one of those people. A few people will gain weight.
Right.
I didn't have any of the other side effects, which thank God I didn't have.
That's fascinating. Well, you still look great.
Thank you.
Still look great. Is this the first time you've served on the committee or a committee for the American Cancer
It's
Society?
the second year here,
Okay,
yeah.
right. What do you think about the Cattle Barons Ball, that idea?
The first time I thought about it, I am not a New York cowboy, so I
Right.
said, I don't want to do this. But after hearing about it and hearing about the other Cattle Barons balls throughout the United States, I think it's going to be a great event, and I'm behind it 100%. It's going to be, I guess, kind of a carnival atmosphere. The mechanical bull should work. Everyone should have a lot of fun. Ticket sales have been absolutely incredible.
Great.
I hope we have enough room for everybody.
Yeah.
We'll have to make some room. But it should be good. It should really be great.
Well, Ken Stinson was in yesterday talking about all the aspects that Pine Lakes International Country Club opens up, and so many. And you point out the wild bull or riding the bull, the mechanical bull. When you think of that aspect, and obviously I think of you, Rosario, as one of the finest dressers on the Strand.
Thank you
to be
very
one of the
much.
finest dressers, and now to be thinking about, do I wear denim or do I really get decked out? Can you share with the viewers?
I am going to wear denim. I'm going to wear a tuxedo jacket, cowboy hat, and boots.
Wow.
So I will definitely be a New York type of cowboy.
Obviously, you've attended almost all the charity galas on the Strand. When you think about so many that go on the Strand, and that aspect, there was some trepidation knowing you were going to be on the committee and hearing about it, even though it was 30 years ago, the denim to diamonds. Was there fear that it would just be a bust, or did you know we'd wrap around it and make it happen?
I really think this is going to be, it intrigued me. Like I said in the beginning, I just went cowboy here at
Right.
the beach, but then we want to be different. We want to have something that's really lots of fun for people to attend. And I believe with all my heart, this is going to be fun, fun, fun. It
Right.
really will.
Rosario, what are some of the items that have been donated for the silent auction?
I tell you, the committee members have done a tremendous job. They have beautiful jewelry. One of the bigger items is a beautiful necklace. We have air tickets, round-trip tickets to different locations. Lots of art from local artists. There's plenty to go around. We have lots of items. It should be a very good auction, silent auction as well as a live auction.
We've got about a minute and a half. What jobs did you take on for the ball committee?
Chairperson for raising funds as well as a silent auction.
Okay, great.
It's a heck of a job. You got to do it.
I know. Now, will you be participating in any of the events? Will you be manning the mechanical bull? Will you be helping?
No.
Right.
I will. Of course, we're going to have a jail, and we can have people arrested, and that would be my primary job, to arrest as many people as possible at $20 a clip.
Yeah.
So you will be arrested also, Greg.
$20. Look at that. I don't think I have that kind of money. My gal. Have you heard any responses from the folks talking about the gala, folks planning to attend, obviously getting decked out? What's some of the buzz going around town?
Well, they're wondering what to wear, and I tell them anything. Be a cowgirl, get dressed in a gown, anything goes. It's denim to diamonds. However you want to dress, just come on down and have lots of fun. That's the theme.
Rosario, I think lastly and probably most importantly, what lessons have you learned from your experience with cancer that you would really want others to know in our viewing audience? Of course, southeastern North Carolina, the PD.
You have to know that people around you, your friends, are really your friends. You have to know the support groups are just incredible. They're everywhere. Anywhere you turn, people have cancer today. So you can talk to a group of 4 or 5 people and someone will have cancer. Someone will say to you, don't worry, I've been there, I've done that. You can get through this. Early detection, as everyone has said to you, is the most important thing. Get the physicals, get the job done, take care of yourself.
You can get through this. We're visiting with a man who's done just that, and he's there to support you if you're going through it. And he'll continue to be there, and you'll see him here on Saturday night if you're out at the American Cancer Society's Cattle Barons Ball. Rosario, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. We want to thank Becky Bellamy, the co-chair of Saturday night's Cattle Barons Ball, P.G. Winstead, a committee member, and Rosario Vilardi for making today's Carolina People so special.